how was that to close out the season with the victory, and just talk about that defensive performance today?
Oh, man, it was huge. The main message going into the week was, leave no doubt. Understand you still got one more game to put it on tape. We're not sure what's going to happen between the staff, the coaches, the players. But understand you got one more chance to put it on tape, leave no doubt. Because you never want to be that guy leaving the season saying, man, I just wish on this play I would have did a little bit more. You don't want to go into the offseason like that. It will hunt you forever. So, I'm glad everybody got a chance to buy into it, and then the defense showed out amazing. career high with 6 sacks. That's amazing. And, I got to give some more credit to the guys in the back end for, holding it off. Rush and cover work together. Coach Joe always said that, and it showed today. I got to give it up to him for making the calls he made, because everything that he called made sense and it worked. And I love that. I love that. We played great.
Hey, Shaq, you've talked a lot this year about these young players getting used to that winning feeling. How important is it, and could it be, for them to finish the season with a win and go into the offseason with that the last game that they remember until next year?
It's huge, because that's the momentum that we need. Understand that we can be that team that can go so far. And knocking a team off that had a chance to have a playoff berth, that's huge. It was not a slack-off team that we played against, and they get that W in this critical situation, even for them, going to the offseason with that momentum. I know I'm going to make sure they train the heck out of them, this offseason. I'm staying here, around right here in Jacksonville, hoping guys come back. Said we can train right there in my backyard. I don't care. But my main thing is I want these guys to build off that. I want to be so much better than I was this year, and I hope those guys feel the same way, and I'm going to continue to push them even when we out of season. So, that's my goal. So I'm going to continue to stay on the young guys and make sure we come back right.
Hey, Shaq. So the situation here now, you had a unique opportunity to kind of observe Trevor, and, you practice against him regularly. Mm-hmm. Tell us how proud you would be of him and his progression from week 1 to now. Like, how good is his metamorphosis into the quarterback he is at this point?
Oh, man, it was huge just to see the maturity level. Understand that Trevor is a guy who had to go through a lot of situations on his team as well. We had a lot of ups and downs. There's so many different scenarios we had to overcome. And Trevor being the head man and making sure everybody stayed on track, on right. At that age, that shows so much maturity. And understand he played his ball. He looks comfortable. He played his game. That was amazing to see that, because you see himself to get comfortable, and that was amazing to be able to see this from, game 1 all the way until now, and the end of the season the way he did, with a win. I know I can only imagine what he's ready to accomplish going into next year. And this team, especially me, I'm behind him 110%. And I actually told him, I'm wherever you at, man, you call me. I'm gonna come see you. We're gonna be working, because I told him I want to make sure I catch every single football that come to me next year. So I'm gonna be training with him, get with the receivers, whatever it takes to get this team closer now. Now that I'm here, we're gonna make it happen. So I'm proud of that guy. I know he's gonna do some huge things for this team, and I'm with him 110%.
Shaq, you kind of alluded to it at the top. Obviously, you personally were fighting COVID. Several of these guys were, even if I know it's, this new variant isn't as severe. Health-wise, fitness-wise, what sort of obstacles did that present for you guys? Did you have to have guys rotating in and out? Was it a little bit tougher than normal?
Oh, yeah, it was huge for us, because I understand even when I came back, off that COVID list, I couldn't practice the first day to make sure, my breathing and everything. So, it came with a lot. So a lot of people had to step up, step in and be ready. We had a lot of people rotating today on defense, but, man, we made it work. Everybody bought in. We ain't had nobody make an excuse like, oh, man, we missing this guy, or this guy can't play. We all adapted to it. And we made it work for this defense. This team, we took a huge L with the COVID stuff, but like I said, we found a way to make it work. Instead of making excuses about it, we made sure it worked for us, and it did. So I'm proud of those guys for that.
And you also alluded to it, those guys on the back end, Andre Cisco, DT. What'd you think of them?
Huge, man. I've been telling them guys for a long time, man, the situation, your opportunity is going to come. Just make sure you make the best of it, and them guys play hard. I can hear in their voice during the week the plays they say they're going to make, and, man, those guys stepped up in huge ways for this defense, and that's going to show a lot, going into their future. I'm rooting for them guys no matter what, and they're going to do huge things for this team, and I'm excited for those guys, and they did amazing, because it's not easy stepping up for, some guys to fill in some shoes, and they did that very well.
Shaq, just what you can say it means to you going through the adversity of this season, just what it means to be a Jaguar stepping forward, and what the community of Duval has meant to you, to be behind you and to hear them cheering for you at the end of a game like this?
Man, it was huge. I understand, one, being a part of this organization and changed my life. I understand that part. And I want to do so much so early for this organization, and I feel like I didn't get that done, but I understand the love that I have for, what they have done for me. I want to give more. So you hear me saying I'm going to make sure I get around, Trevor. I'm going to get around the defense, whatever I got to do all season to make sure we get this tight bond. So when we start, we're ahead of the curve. And, I'm willing to do that because I love this city so much because of what it already gave me. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get this team back and this organization back to where we need to be. So to get this win with this momentum going into next year, I hope everybody feel the same way of how can I get better? What can I do to do more? Because I don't want the season to happen again, and we got to get this flipped around. And I hope everybody feel the same way. And that's why it was so great to have this win, to go in the offseason with this momentum, knowing that we can do and take over whatever we decide that we want to. So I'm excited for it.
We got time for one more. Shaq, I was to ask you, this past week has obviously been rough, starting with the Patriots game, and then the social media, everybody shows up in clowns or whatever. And I'm kind of two questions. Did you see any of those multicolored hairs in the stands while you were out there today? And I mean, how offended were you guys going in? Like a chip on the shoulder, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, but I don't really get into all the social media or the clown suits and stuff. I think I seen someone snatch one off after we got a turnover, so I don't know if he was trying to hide that he had the clown suit on. I don't know, but I don't get into all that. When I go and play, I play for the true fans, and the true fans know who they are. The ones who don't have to put on those suits, the ones who gonna ride it out for this team no matter what, no matter the outcome. And those are the guys who I go and fight for. Those are the ones who I know supporting. So everything else outside of that doesn't matter. I care about this team too much for me to be worrying about outside noise. So. Yeah.
Shaq, real quick, I have some fans tweeting at me asking about the boombox celebration.
Oh.
Can you elaborate? I don't know what that is. Can you
So,
are you allowed?
usually after a win, I have the boom box. You know what? Maybe after this interview, I'm going ahead and run the locker room. I found that boom box and a couple players, and I'm going ahead and turn up a little bit. Put that out there so everybody can see. Because they is right. I got to get my boom box. All right, guys. Appreciate you.